Imagine walking into your kitchen, greeted by the aroma of sizzling garlic and fragrant herbs. The centerpiece of tonight's meal is a humble chicken breast. But this isn't just any chicken breast. It's destined to become the star of your dinner table, bursting with flavor, juiciness, and the kind of taste that will make your taste buds dance. Let's begin with the foundation: choosing the right chicken breast. Look for fresh, plump chicken breasts, preferably organic or free-range, for the best texture and flavor. Pat them dry with a paper towel, ensuring they're free of excess moisture. This simple step will help you achieve that beautifully golden, slightly crisp crust when you sear the meat. Next, let's craft a marinade that will infuse every fiber of the chicken with irresistible flavor. In a medium bowl, combine olive oil, a rich, fruity, extra virgin variety is best. Grate in 2 cloves of fresh garlic, releasing their pungent aroma. Squeeze in the juice of 1 lemon, letting the acidity tenderize the meat and brighten the final dish. Add a generous pinch of salt and several cracks of black pepper. Then, sprinkle in a teaspoon of smoked paprika for depth, a teaspoon of dried oregano for an aromatic Mediterranean touch, and half a teaspoon of chili flakes for a gentle, warming heat. Whisk the marinade until it's well blended, shimmering with golden oil and flecks of vibrant red and green. Place your chicken breasts in a shallow dish or a zip-top bag. Then pour the marinade over, turning the chicken to coat every surface. Let the chicken marinate for at least 30 minutes, though if you have the time, an hour or even overnight in the refrigerator will deepen the flavors even more. When you're ready to cook, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. While the oven heats, set a heavy skillet, preferably cast iron, over medium-high heat. Once the pan is hot, add a drizzle of olive oil, swirling to coat the surface. Lay the chicken breasts into the pan, hearing that satisfying sizzle as they hit the heat. Let them sear undisturbed for 2 to 3 minutes until a golden crust forms on the underside. Flip them over and sear the other side for another 2 minutes. Now, transfer the skillet to your preheated oven, letting the chicken roast for about 15 minutes. This step ensures the interior cooks through gently, staying juicy and tender. As the chicken bakes, its juices mingle with the marinade, creating a fragrant sauce that begs to be spooned over the finished dish. While the chicken finishes in the oven, let's prepare a quick and vibrant topping to add freshness and crunch. In a small bowl, combine diced ripe tomatoes, finely chopped red onion, a handful of fresh basil leaves torn into pieces, a tablespoon of capers for a briny punch, and a tiny splash of balsamic vinegar. Toss everything together with a pinch of salt and let it sit for a few minutes. The flavors will meld and deepen, creating a bright, tangy salsa that contrasts beautifully with the savory chicken. When the chicken has finished roasting, remove the skillet from the oven and let the meat rest for 5 minutes. This brief pause allows the juices to redistribute, ensuring every bite is succulent. Slice the chicken breasts across the grain into thick, juicy pieces. Arrange them on a platter and spoon the tomato basil salsa over the top, letting the juices cascade down the glistening slices. The first bite is a revelation. The crust is smoky and savory, giving way to tender, moist chicken beneath. The marinade has worked its magic, infusing each mouthful with garlic, lemon, and a subtle heat from the chili flakes. The fresh salsa on top adds a burst of brightness. Sweet tomatoes, pungent onion, fragrant basil, and tangy capers all dancing together in harmony. But the beauty of this recipe doesn't stop at its flavor. It's also incredibly versatile. Craving a creamy finish? Drizzle the chicken with a spoonful of homemade tzatziki or a dollop of Greek yogurt swirled with lemon zest and chopped herbs. Want to turn this meal into a hearty salad? Serve the sliced chicken atop a bed of mixed greens, with extra salsa and a scattering of toasted pine nuts for crunch. Looking for a comforting, carb-friendly dinner? Nestle the chicken and salsa alongside a mound of fluffy couscous, rice, or roasted potatoes, letting the juices soak into every grain. And if you're cooking for a crowd, this recipe scales up beautifully. Simply double or triple the marinade and use a large baking sheet instead of a skillet for oven roasting. You'll have a platter full of golden, juicy chicken ready to impress your friends and family. No fancy equipment or fussy techniques required. What makes this chicken breast recipe truly special is the balance of flavors. The marinade is both bold and nuanced, with layers of garlic, citrus, herbs, and spice. The quick sear in a hot pan creates that irresistible caramelization, while the oven finish guarantees even cooking and lock-in moisture. The fresh salsa adds a contemporary, almost Mediterranean flair, cutting through the richness and making each bite feel light and satisfying. For those who love experimenting, this recipe is a perfect canvas for personalization. Try swapping the oregano for thyme or rosemary, or use lime instead of lemon for a brighter, more tropical twist. Add a spoonful of honey or maple syrup to the marinade for a touch of sweetness that caramelizes beautifully in the oven. Or, for a smoky barbecue flavor, use chipotle powder and a dash of Worcestershire sauce in place of paprika. Another secret to elevating your chicken breast is to consider texture. After slicing, sprinkle the chicken with toasted nuts, like slivered almonds or pistachios, for a delightful crunch. Or shave a little Parmesan over the top for a salty, umami-rich finish. Even a handful of arugula or baby spinach, tossed with olive oil and lemon juice, makes a lovely, peppery bed for serving. Don't forget about the pan juices. After roasting, the skillet will be filled with a savory, lemony sauce created by the marinade and the chicken's natural juices. Pour this over the sliced chicken for an extra layer of flavor, or save it to drizzle over side dishes like steamed vegetables or grains. This recipe isn't just about making a delicious dinner. It's about transforming an everyday protein into something memorable, something that makes you pause and savor each bite. It's proof that with a few simple ingredients and techniques, you can unlock the full potential hidden within a plain chicken breast. So, the next time you find yourself staring at a package of chicken and wondering how to make it exciting, remember this recipe. With its vibrant marinade, crispy sear, and fresh zesty salsa, it's guaranteed to make your taste buds dance and to earn a permanent spot in your kitchen repertoire. Whether you're cooking for yourself after a long day, preparing a weeknight family meal, or entertaining friends over a glass of wine and laughter, this chicken breast recipe rises to the occasion. It's quick enough for busy nights, yet impressive enough for special occasions. And best of all, it's endlessly adaptable to whatever flavors, herbs, or vegetables you have on hand. So gather your ingredients, roll up your sleeves, and let the magic begin. With each step, the whisk of the marinade, the sizzle in the pan, the burst of fresh salsa, you're creating more than just a meal. You're crafting an experience, one that will linger long after the plates are cleared and the last bite is savored. Tonight, let your kitchen be filled with the sounds and scents of something truly special. Let your taste buds dance with delight and savor the simple joy of a perfectly cooked, flavor-packed chicken breast.